What is up, my quick crypto family and my Coin Factory family? Welcome back to another live stream, 15 days in a row, doing these daily, and I've been enjoying every single day of me doing them. And you guys have made it so enjoyable for me, so thank you once again for tuning in. And we've got a massive discovery to talk about in this video, in this live stream today, regarding some alpha, at least I deem it to be alpha, from this Casper roundtable that happened just yesterday actually. And the reason why my stream was late yesterday by 5 minutes or so is because I was listening to this roundtable, and I've listened to it, I've dissected it, and there's just so much bullish announcements coming from this roundtable, including the likes of the KII and what was said in the last 20 minutes of this roundtable. I mean, we can see already that 3,000 people, almost 4,000 people have tuned in to watch it, so it's been a fair amount of people already listening to it. But I have done my due diligence and I've done a TLDR. I've put it in my Discord server already, which we can see the link is in the chat right now in the description, and also on my YouTube homepage. A free Discord server, come join, trying to build your knowledge and whatnot. I put a TLDR in that server last night, so anyone who's not listened to the live stream already, they can just basically get a rundown of what happened, and it is so very bullish, and I cannot wait to just get into it in this video, in this live stream. So if you enjoy this live stream, feel free to leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you're new. And without further ado, we're going to get straight into this announcement. Basically, TLDR of this Casper roundtable, we had the likes of Wolf, we had many more massive names, and the KII joined later. They're talking about, you know, all things coming to Casper, talking about the KII and what they are building, also talking about the mining. Because one big question I've been hearing a lot is what will happen when all the Casper is mined. Some people said it's going to be 2037 it will be mined, all the blocks are mined. I'm not sure the exact date, to be honest, but the question I've been hearing is what will happen with the miners when all the Casper's mined and there's no more Casper to mine, because, you know, that kind of defeats the point of a proof of work project. Well, that is what the KII are going to help with, but also what the KRC-20 is going to help with. The KRC-20 is much bigger than we could possibly fathom, and it's so very exciting, and this is going to make Casper even better going on into the future. David, my man, welcome to really $30 next year. Yeah, no, that would be that would be nuts. But let's wait a little bit first. Leon, my man, welcome from Australia. 11:30 p.m. over there. Love you every single day. Come to the streams. You're the goat. Thomas, go Casper. Thank you again for your efforts keeping us updated. You're welcome. You're very welcome. We're all here to learn more and more. And you know, it's exciting times for Casper right now. I'm after listening to this live stream, I'm even more bullish of what is to come for Casper. Very bullish. David, hey, my brother, what's good? Hello. Do you think 200k Casper can make you a potential millionaire? 200k Casper, meaning if Casper reaches $5, you'd be a millionaire. Yeah. I don't see why not. I think Casper had the potential to reach $5 in this bull cycle, potentially higher depending on what catalysts we see come out and what developments happen, but I think $5 is possible, so 200k Casper could make you a millionaire. At the same time though, I'm going to keep filling my bags to make sure that I get to a millionaire quicker and then, you know, multi-millionaire. I'm going to always fill my Casper bag, so as I say, you can never have enough Casper. Quick crypto will kick anyone who says Casper won't reach. Will kick, yeah, exactly. I will kick anyone who says that Casper is not going to do $30 this cycle. Yeah, Casper's going to do $100 this cycle, 100%. No, Casper is not going to do that much, but Casper is going to blow people's mind, that's for sure. And the KII are going to be a very crucial part of that. I strongly believe that. Good morning, read them instead of read it. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, Simon. Good afternoon to everyone. So, let's get into the major announcement of this video. But that's not all. We've got other stuff to talk about as well. We've got the likes of Marathon as well, who are apparently selling their Casper, which is good and bad. We've got more developments happening with, you know, more institutions getting into crypto. We also have this, which is I want to talk about, talking about the fact that the financial sector is bigger than people can realize, which is why this shift to crypto is so very big as well. We've got a lot to cover in this stream. Do you think it's dangerous to try and time the top for Casper? Yes. I think it's dangerous to try and time the top for any crypto asset. That's why most experienced investors will, you know, take profits all the way up. I think it's dangerous. Trying to time the top and the bottom is a very hard, and even the most skilled of investors and the long-term investors they'll find it easier, but it's not, you know, 100% guaranteed. It's very hard to do. So ultimately, the most experienced investor will just take profits all the way up. Which is what I'm going to do. Take it 1, 2, 3, and then, you know, when it comes to 5, I'll take a profit, and then when I, you know, deem it might be near the top, I'll take a bigger profit out then, and then reinvest later on. But at the same time, it won't be too problematic, so I'll be taking profit all the way up. I'll be keeping a Moon Boy bag. Good man, Leroy. Good man, good man. Anyway, so let's get into this live stream straight off the bat. This round table. I'm not going to be playing the audio here because, well, if you want to listen to audio, by me, listen for yourself. But at the same time, we're going to get into what was discussed in this stream. So first things first, KRC-20. KRC-20, the interest for it right now, it is dropping, unfortunately, within retail. So people like you and me, seemingly the interest in KRC-20 has dropped a little bit, which is to be expected, all things considered. I'm not too surprised about that. But at the same time, we are going, from the words of the people in the roundtable, there's a strong belief that we need to see a rapid rise in price very soon for Casper, because right now some of the miners now are no longer making profit from mining Casper. That happened a few days ago, that the miners are no longer making profit from mining Casper because, well, the mining rewards are down. Obviously, they're currently sitting at, I think it's $92 per Casper, everyone mined, and but at the same time, the amount of time it takes to mine Casper, it's not profitable, and Casper's price is just, again, low. It's undervalued, so people are not making profit from mining Casper. Therefore, we need to see a price rise for these miners to continue wanting to mine Casper, right, to make profit. So there's a belief that we're going to see a turnaround in the price very soon. And if not, well, then we have KRC-20, which is going to be very, very big. Now, KRC-20, their current plan of action is to be launching meme tokens first, which is good because, technically speaking, meme tokens are the ones that generate the most hype initially on a blockchain. For retail, maybe not so much for institutional investors, but for retail especially, meme tokens get a lot of traction. So Casper doing this methodically to list memes first so they can get more, transactions onto the blockchain as quickly as possible, and people to get exposure to Casper to then realize, oh wait, it's the best blockchain there is out there. Fair launch, proof of work, solves a trilemma. All the reason for you to get into KRC-20 or to get into Casper. And the fact that it solves a trilemma is also a big reason why the KII got into Casper and approached Casper, which we're also going to talk about. But effectively, they also spoke about the reason why KRC-20 is good for miners. Miners are not making profit right now with Casper because the hash rate is increasing more and more drastically. Already increasing up to, I think it's right now we've seen a peak on the daily at 839, but it's peaked at 848 to my knowledge. So, already reaching 1 EH. The increasing hash rate means there's an increased network difficulty, which is good, so it's more secure, but it means it's harder for miners to actually mine Casper as well. And this means they're not making profit, because they're spending more time trying to mine Casper, more energy, more money trying to mine Casper, and they're not making a profit. But the KRC-20 effectively will bail out and give these miners another situation where they can earn money, right? Because the activity on the Casper network will generate fees, which the miners can then mine on the network and mine the blocks. So KRC-20 is also a way to combat what will happen when Casper is mined, like all the Casper's mined and there are no blocks left to mine. Miners can jump and mine KRC-20 as opposed to mining Casper. Because the KRC-20, as you should know, are tokens on the Casper blockchain. So if you were to deploy the KRC-20, it will cost additional fees, and that is given to the miners if they hit the block. Or similarly, for those who use it, any transactions that are in the block, so tokens, swaps, whatever it may be inside the KRC-20 token, the miners are then given those added rewards if they mine the block. So effectively, KRC-20 is just there as a way to give the miners alternative means to make money. And, KRC-20 is going to be about, indefinitely. So miners will always have a means to make money through mining Casper. And as Casper gets, bigger and bigger and more transactions, it must become harder to mine Casper as it increases security and whatnot. There'll be more adoption onto the Casper chain as well through the hash rate, and that will give the people more transactions going through constantly, so more opportunities to mine blocks for Casper and the KRC-20. In this roundtable, also they spoke about the potential for the listings, right? The listings we spoke about these in my previous streams as well, in previous videos. The fact that Binance launched a Casper mining pool, I think about a week ago now, zero fees mining pool, which is very, very big news. And also with, as we can see here, and also with Kraken announcing they're going to add Casper to their listing roadmap, which we covered again previously. I made a video on it here, video on it right here, where we're talking about we can see a listing before the end of this month in the live stream here, which is very, very bullish news. Most likely we'll see it in September, but it's anything's possible at this point. In this roundtable, they spoke about the fact that there's a lot of rumours suggesting that Binance and Kraken will list Casper before the end of this year. So we could see two tier ones, the one massive American tier one exchange and one of the biggest exchanges in the world, Binance, list Casper before the end of this year, which is absolutely nuts. And I mean, I would like to believe it's possible. And if that happens, then I do think we could see Casper hit $1 before the end of this year as well, which would be absolutely insane. And they also disclosed, which is common knowledge for us, but it disclosed the reason why tier ones have, like Coinbase in particular, why they have not approached and listed Casper yet. And the reason why is because these top tier exchanges, they are so used to being paid to list projects. All these tokens, all the new meme tokens, all the cryptos in the top 100, they had kept a reserve amount of their assets behind so they could approach these exchanges and give them their tokens, give them money to list their project. Casper's not done that because it's fair law proof of work, no pre-allocations. So Casper's not done that, but these exchanges, that's what they're used to. So that's why they have not approached Casper, because they need to have enough liquidity, and Casper's not going to do that, so they need to buy it up themselves, and that's not what they're doing, which I think that's stupid, to be honest. I think they should be doing that as soon as possible, because Casper is one of the best, if not the best project in this space, and it's about to explode, I'm sure. So they're going to miss out on a time to buy really, really discounted cheap Casper and have to pay a premium when they deem the time is right. What was also discussed in this around the 31-minute mark is stablecoins on Casper. Now, I spoke about this in the past as well. JP Morgan and Harvard Business Review, they also disclosed that stablecoins are crucially important in this space. Stablecoins will allow them to disrupt and overturn the SWIFT protocol. Stablecoins are very, very big, and those who are compliant with regulations will gain market shares, what JP Morgan stated, and there should be a stablecoin bill passed in America before the US presidential election. So a lot coming for stablecoins, and in this roundtable they spoke about how Casper will take a big chunk of stablecoin volume from these other crypto projects once the exchanges adopt Casperlex and the Casper blockchain, because they will see that nothing compares to how great Casper is, being the trilemma solver. It will flip Ethereum, it will flip Tron, it will flip Solana, and so many more, because Casper's technology is just that much better. And then from around the 39-minute mark is when KII, the board member Rory O'Neal, who was just listening in and then decided he wanted to speak about it, he jumped in and just gave some massive alpha regarding what's coming for Casper in the very, very imminent future, what they are working with Casper right now. And yeah, it's so exciting to speak about. I'm going to get into it, but again, I want to quickly make sure I'm keeping up with the community and make sure I ask the questions. So do you think it is safe to sell 20% of my bag on the next leg up and buy again in a correction in order to accumulate more Casper? I don't think it's a bad shout. If that's your strategy, I think that's a good strategy to have. Me personally, I'm just going to keep filling my bags, and I'm taking profits at the key milestones where you'll see probably the hardest resistance. That'll be $1, $2, $3, and so on and so forth. I think taking profits is always a good thing to do. I think what you should always do, if you put your initial investment, let's say your initial investment into Casper was 1k, right? Like, let's say I put in, I got in at 5 cents, right? I put in 1k into Casper, let's just say. And when I did that, I waited to go up. When it got to 15, so I made 3x. I was at 50. I was at 3k. Then I took 1k back out, so now I got 2k. So I've now not lost any money. I've made my money back, and now I'm just got effectively 2k just circulating in the market, and then I just keep reinvesting where I deem I need to. Now again, that's the strategy to go about it. I don't think it's a bad strategy if you should do that. So if that's how you want to go about it, by all means, I think it's a good shout. I feel like I won't be able to take much of the profit since I only have 30k Casper. Bro, you're in so early right now. I'm not sure when you want to take profits, but for me, I'm holding long term. Like, I'm saying 10 years plus long term. I'm taking profits here and there, but I'm holding long term. So ultimately, I don't mind how much money I make. The money I'm taking out is just to maybe just have a little bit of spending money, But ultimately, it doesn't bother me how much money I have. Like, I'm going to be building on my Casper more as the years go on, and the months goes on. In the next few weeks, I'm sure as well, we're going to start seeing some more volatility in the market very, very soon, I hope. And yeah, like, think about it. In like 10 years, and by 2034, Casper most likely will be, it could probably be in the hundreds. I think I saw someone in my previous live stream talk about how the power law alone, and the power law is a very good indicator for Casper, suggests that Casper could reach the price of $120 by 2029. So if you have over $100 Casper in 10 years, you having 30k Casper, you're golden. You're sitting at 16 cents right now. Like it's a matter of perspective, right? They want to shake everyone now at Casper. Yeah, damn straight. I mean, this is what Marathon are doing right now, which again we're going to talk about in a moment. That's what Marathon need to be doing right now. The big industries though want people to have crypto, right? They see it as a growing asset class and they want to make the most of it. So that's why they're trying to trap us in a bear trap. They're trying to get people out. But ultimately, those of us who are doing our research and we know what's coming, we're not going to get shaken out. If anything, we're going to buy more. So we're going to be the ones that are successful. Tier 1 listings will only be relevant if we have proper similar in history in altcoins, by the way. All coins in history that pumped massively during bear underperformed in alts and other bulls. True, but at the same time, Casper isn't like every other altcoin. I know it's maybe sort of a Casper maxi coming out me saying that, but Casper is not like every other altcoin. And the KII themselves stated that in their stream, in this roundtable. They stated that Casper is like I'll quickly quote one of the things they said before I get into the rest of it. KII were the DII, even the DII, Desert Energy Initiative, whatever it is. Well, I'll just get it up actually because I shouldn't be butchering that. Yeah. Desert Tech Industrial Initiative, DII. They have been looking, the industry's part of the project, which the industries, keep in mind, are an invite only. So they hand pick who they want to be a part of it, right? People who share the similar values. They don't pick anyone. They pick the ones that they think are good for them. And they've got massive names, the likes of, DHL and Shell and whatnot. And not just in the energy sector, also the likes of Hyundai. They also got some massive banks as well. They also stated in here they've got some massive financial institutions and banks are part of their project as well, which we can see as well if you look at their alumni. But they stated that the industries are part of the KII. They have been looking at different blockchains in the past for quite some time, so they can start, because they have some interesting projects that they want to get done, but they require DLT solutions to do that. And they've been looking for quite some time in the past, but they could not find a correct fit. But they found Casper, and they thought, yep, you know what? Finally, we've got the correct fit. That's all I need to say, right? But if not, I'm going to say more. But point being is, most coins, if they perform massively in the bear, they underperform an altcoin in the bull run. Casper has done amazing in the bear, and I think it's going to do even better in the bull because it is not like every other altcoin. It is superior in that regard, and the KI also acknowledged that as Casper's the only one to solve trilemma. That's effectively what they are saying. KII stated that they have a number of interesting projects that require DLT solutions at scale. They need DLT solutions at scale, so all around the world, and they need decentralization so they can have censorship resistance, so they can protect themselves from governments and bad actors, right? They need decentralization, which Casper will have, and Casper's the only one that will have that. No other crypto in the space can achieve what the KRI want because they have centralized natures, because they're proof of stakes or whatever, interledgers, right? They've all got a proof of stake feature there. They are centralized. Casper is the only one, or obviously Bitcoin as well, but Bitcoin's not scalable. Casper's the only one. Actually, Bitcoin is not scalable. That's why they can't use DLT solutions with Bitcoin, because it won't work at scale. But Casper is scalable, and it's also decentralized, so they can use Casper in the KII, and it's a very, very big factor. Marathon Digital consistently selling and helping the price action. That is true, but it's like good and bad news. Like, it's not helping the price action, but it just means it's becoming more decentralized. So that's good, more decentralization, but at the same time, it does suck because it's not helping the price action, but at the same time, it doesn't bother me. If anything, they're making a mistake by doing that, because as I got to cover this again, I covered this yesterday, there's currently, even now with all mining is basically not efficient, not profitable for any Bitcoin or Casper, you still make 7 times more profit daily with mining Casper than you do with mining Bitcoin. So, jokes on them, right? But to get back into this, so they also spoke about the energy sector, right, is one of the most valuable on the planet. The emissions market last year in 2023 was valued at $2.3 trillion a year. $2.3 trillion a year is absolutely nuts. And the underlying assets, the ones that are responsible for it, are extremely valuable. So if Casper is in the emissions market for the energy sector, being the underlying asset, it will become so much more valuable, and therefore will increase in value as well. It will be so much more sought after, right? And they need Casper scalability and decentralization and security for their projects to work. They literally need Casper. They were actually looking into building their own bespoke block dagger, they stated. But, it's not the easiest thing to do. As proven, Casper's the only one to ever do it, really. So their easy solution for that is, okay, well, we can't build our own bespoke block dagger, it'd be too much effort. So the easy solution, let's just get Casper in. literally what Rory O'Neal stated in this interview. Don't believe me, you can listen to it, but it's literally what he stated. Around the 42-minute mark, he states that last November, DII were looking to build their own bespoke block DAG, and the easy solution for that was just let's just use Casper. Now, DII, they're focusing on zero emission green energy, right? So, good for the environment and whatnot. And they have brought in large industrial users in markets outside energy as well. So not just energy, like I said, other markets as well. And as I mentioned, DII is invite only, so they choose what institutions will be part of the project, and they've chosen Casper. DII have chosen to make KII and chose Casper. KII are looking into industrial use cases for Casper. KII is specifically focusing on promoting Casper to institutions and to act as a market enabler. Their job literally is just to make Casper look more appealing to institutions and just make sure it gets its name out there. That's all. That's the whole job. That's the whole job, just to make sure Casper, just basically to be the Casper FOMOs, to be like, oh yeah, you guys can't miss out on Casper. It's amazing. That's literally what their job is, which I think is quite funny actually, because that's kind of my job right now, right here technically. But that's all they are doing. That's all they are doing. DII have also mentioned in this roundtable that they know how to build many incredible things like high-tech electronics, shipping companies, and much, much more. So they are experts by all means, and they want to bring that knowledge to help propel Casper further. And here's the biggest factor, right? This is something I think you really need to pay attention to. This is one of the biggest things they stated in this roundtable. There's a few things they said that are very, very big. This is one of them, right? The KII, right now, they are creating a regulatory roundtable group. A regulatory roundtable group, including experts from the EU, the US, and the MENA region, to discuss how they can make sure they are compliant with regulations. So they are already right now in the process of creating a regulatory roundtable group with experts across the world to discuss how they can make the KII and therefore Casper compliant with regulations, as regulations are now becoming much more important, as again JP Morgan mentioned earlier. I showed in previous streams, and I've mentioned this also in my Discord server. I'm going to link it again. I literally earlier today I made a weekly roundup, so you can find all the news that happened in the last week or two, just everything that's happening with the world and Casper right now. Just talking about how JP Morgan says that stablecoins are going to be so very important and regulations are very, very important. The Coinbase CEO stated that 90% of institutions would allocate 10 to 30% more of their portfolio into crypto if there were regulations. Regulations are very, very important, and KII are creating a roundtable group for that right now. Not to mention as well, KII, they are also working alongside KRC-20. They're working alongside the new Casper blockchain right now in creating some exciting projects, which is, nuts. It's very, very, very bullish. And they are taking, here's one thing that I'm sure many people are worried about, right? The fact that, with KRI introducing industries into Casper, it'll make it more centralized, and that could, cause problems, right, with bad actors and whatnot. Now, they have stated in this roundtable as well that their focus is on taking the correct actions to make sure they are being protective of projects that will come out from the KII launchpad that are going to be discussing in September next month, to prevent rug pulls and to not tarnish Casper's image. Now, until we see that happen, it's just, he said, she said, but that is still good. They're taking into account that they know what Casper's done, they know how good it is, but they don't want to ruin it. So they're making sure they take the correct precautions to make sure they don't ruin it in any way. And also, another big thing, pay attention, they are looking at the best way to launch stablecoins on Casper that is regulatory compliant from day one. I spoke about it in previous streams again. Casper right now are trying to push up the KRC-20, and they're going to be launching their own stablecoin, because stablecoins are very, very important. Harvard stated so, JP Morgan stated so. Stablecoins are very, very important. I believe they make up over 80% of transactions in crypto. And right now, USDT makes up, I think, over 90% of the stablecoin transactions. But because of regulations and the fact that USDT are not compliant, they're losing that throne, so to speak. So other stablecoins are now coming in to take that place. USDC right now, I think, is the one that is currently in the lead. I think Ripple are going to be releasing an RUSD that will do a lot in the very near future as well. That's going to be coming out, I think, in the next month. And Casper could be releasing one as well. And with Casper, technology, it could easily become the best stablecoin there is. And like I mentioned earlier, again, stablecoins, I stated earlier that they mentioned stablecoins on Casper will take a huge chunk of stablecoin volume because, again, when exchanges realize how good Casper is, they realize it won't compare to other blockchains. It's so much better. So yeah, it's very, very bullish news to hear that they're talking about how to get stablecoins. KRI are working on getting stablecoins already alongside with Casper, which is very, very good, and make sure they're regulatory compliant from day one. You know, it's very, very big news. And then one of the big things that I heard here, this is for me the biggest one, because it also changes my perspective on other projects, right? KII Rory O'Neal stated, more interesting projects in the works, but not all the partnerships and projects right now can be disclosed due to non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, which is fair enough. But he stated, and I quote, these projects are trying to build, they would rival what Ripple XRP are doing and Hedera are doing with HBAR in the financial sector. So they are already consciously aware of how good and how well ingrained the likes of Ripple XRP and Hedera HBAR, and I'll also include the likes of, you know, XLM and all these other real world utility tokens. They are already aware of how great these projects are and what they do in the financial sector. And the KII are working on creating projects that would, alongside with the partnerships they have with Casper, to make sure that they would rival what they are doing. And if they can get this right, which we have to wait and see, but if they can get this right, that could make Casper the most dominant stablecoin in the 5 biggest enterprise applications in the blockchain space, being energy, supply chain, the public sector, cross-border payments being one of the biggest ones, and settlement contract within financial institutions. Casper has right now, that this roundtable for me made me so much more bullish on what is incoming for Casper, because the KRI is basically just released some alpha saying, yeah, what we're trying to do right now is make Casper the best. It's already amazing, and it's the only project in this space that could do what we want to do, and we're going to try and bring it to the forefront and make it the best, which just makes me so very excited. And to give a quick insight of why Casper is going to become the most dominant blockchain, right, is Rory O'Neal speaking. This is the last thing regarding this roundtable. Rory O'Neal spoke to a major financial institution. He can't name names, of course, due to NDAs, but he spoke to a major financial institution that manages between $20 to $40 trillion, 20 to 40 trillion of customer assets yearly, right? Very big. These are massive, massive sum, and they currently do 95% of settlements on Ethereum's blockchain. He stated to the institution, if they were to switch to using Casper, just on the gas fees alone, so that's not even everything, just the gas fees alone, they would save tens of millions of dollars a year. Tens of millions of dollars a year. Do you know how insane that is? Again, another massive incentive for them to use Casper. So when Casper comes out, the KRC-20 Casper blockchain comes out, it's going to literally take up a massive share of the stablecoin market, and you know the market share of all these institutions. Casper will release their own stablecoin as well, which is very, very big news. And then when eventually the smart contracts come out and institutions realize that Casper has everything Ethereum has and better, it will obliterate Ethereum. Just on gas fees alone, it would save tens of millions of dollars. That's something that institutions are going to be they're going to be swarming like bees to honey for that. That's very, very big. So yeah, this again, if you want to listen to the roundtable, I'm going to link it right now in the chat for you guys. Again, if you want to actually listen to it though, and if you want the TLDR in a more note format, again, I will link my free Discord server, because every time there's any news, the moment that comes out, I immediately put it in my Discord server and inform my community. My community already right now, in the span of, I launched it 2 weeks ago, already close to 200 members, I think 190 right now. We're growing very quickly, and we have learned so much. The community is very, very friendly, and we have learned a lot from it already. So by all means, come join, be part of the family. The link to join again is in the chat, description below, and also on my homepage. And yeah, there's a lot incoming, stuff that I've not even disclosed in the stuff that I've not disclosed in these live streams are in the Discord, because there's got to be a benefit to joining Discord, right? There's got to be some stuff that I can't talk about because the Discord has it. So if you want to know more, by all means join that. But there's a lot incoming for the crypto space and for Casper in particular, which makes me so very bullish. Leroy, sorry, I'm taking a while from answering some questions, but I'm back now. So see, Leroy says they will list Casper soon because if they don't, it's going to cost them a lot more money. Yeah, I'm guessing regarding to Coinbase, yeah, 100%. Coinbase and other tier ones will have no choice but to list Casper sooner than later. Otherwise, they're going to have to pay a premium. And that's just, it's not smart money, right? It's not smart money. They're going to most likely see Kraken, I think, in September, hopefully. Maybe, if we're lucky, we'll end this month. But I think that might be a bit too FOMO, a bit too high expectations for that. But strong belief for Kraken and Binance for the end of this year. I think that's possible. I think we'll see Coinbase for in this bull cycle, but at this rate, they got to pay a premium for it. And OKX, they will list them definitely. They're part of the KEF as well. So we will see these tier ones coming in, Gemini, Robinhood, all of them. So there's a lot incoming, Did you take out the post about the daily? I have got it loaded up, and I looked through it briefly, but I've not gone through it properly because, the stream just started, and I will be going through it, but I don't want to go through it on stream when, I've not read it through myself, because I don't want to sound like I'm reading from a script, because then you're going to hear me sound like a robot, and it's not going to be very, entertaining content, right? But I will be going through it, don't worry, I've got it up on my stream, you can trust me. I'll even show I've got it up right here. Right here, I'm going to go through this. If this is what you're on about, I'm going to go through this definitely, but I'm not going through it right now. I'll go through it afterwards, and then I'll cover it in more detail at a later date. So don't you worry, Leroy, my man. I have seen it, and I'm looking forward to going through it as well. Drafted. Gold Shell is selling a KA Box Pro for $479, free shipping. To be honest, not too bad. Also, Ice River have the lowest price for Ultras. Yeah, from what I've seen, again, they spoke about it in the roundtable that Ice River have the most affordable and cost-effective miners in the space, and it's very, very good. But yeah, I mean, they're currently right now seeing the hash rate rise higher and higher because more and more people are making miners for Casper, miners in general, and then mining Casper because it's so very, very good. So again, there's a lot to look forward to, and if you enjoy these streams, I've been doing them every single day, just covering all the latest crypto news, crypto alpha with Casper, and in the markets in general, which we're going to go through in this live stream as well. If you enjoy the streams, then please feel free to give a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you're new. And if you want to learn more, again, join the free Discord server, and we welcome you there. We're going to make this the biggest server in this space, and just all become rich together. That's the plan, right? No way Marathon will be selling all their Casper. Well, from the looks of it, if you can see here, according to Casper Guru, Marathon right now seems to be starting to sell off some of their Casper. Now, will they sell all of it? I would be surprised. But at the end of the day, what they decided to do is their own prerogative, right? But like we see here, when they sell, it increases holder diversity, so more decentralization, which is good. But it's just bad news for Marathon, because as Dr. Martin Heisberg from the Director of Research of Uphold states here, effectively, the Casper Mining K5 KS5 Pro is capable of producing approximately $79 a day in profit compared to the Bitcoin mining S21s, which keeps $11.13. So it is literally 7 times more. It's 7x in profit from mining Casper than it is from mining Bitcoin with these miners right now. So for that reason, you'd like to believe that Marathon is going to realize they need to probably start putting more into Casper. Right now, they seem to be doing the opposite, but doesn't bother me either way. Like, it really doesn't. I think we'll see I think we'll see Marathon end up going a bit more into Casper in the future to be. That's what makes sense to me. Your nan will be buying groceries with Casper. Yeah, exactly. Casper's going to become a peer-to-peer electronic currency, medium of exchange, and a store of value. Eventually, Casper will be used just as a means to buy groceries. In the future, it might only cost you 0.00001 Casper to buy a full load of groceries because Casper costs like $1,000. Like, that would be an amazing future, and I don't see why it's not possible. Casper's aggressive emission schedule makes sure the largest industrial miners that's selling for Bitcoin do not impact the price that much. Fast money do grow on trees, but not on chains. Yeah, I mean, Casper has got everything seemingly sorted out, and they seemingly know what they're doing. The devs are very, very professional, and they're trying to push up the KRC-20 right now. Right now, the next 2 to 3 weeks / in the next month, there's a lot that is incoming for Casper that makes me so very bullish for this project. We've got the likes of the potential Kraken listing. We've got the KII, who are going to be holding an enterprise event in September and also announcing Casper industry partnerships, probably around the same time as well. And they're going to be, discussing how to support measurements for the KII launchpad and also means for enterprises to get access to Casper. So we've got those two catalysts, and then also we have the Fed rate cuts, which will see market corrections followed by increase in momentum in the market, and then. Yeah, the KRC-20. Those are 4 things that I'm looking out for right now that I've got my eyes on, and then just following around all other news like increasing adoption and whatnot. So there's at least 4 or 5 catalysts that are going to directly affect Casper in September, leading into October, and then everything else from that is just an extra cherry on top for me. That's the way I'm currently looking at it. You want to talk to Belinsky 2013? He is the GOAT. Casper is revolutionary. It's literally Bitcoin. Yeah, exactly. Casper's literally the next Bitcoin. That's how I see it as well. I know it's a bit FOMO to say that. People don't like hearing that, and I get why. But it is literally the next Bitcoin. That's how I see it as well, because it's following Bitcoin's footsteps, and it's doing everything that Bitcoin wanted to do. Bitcoin failed, and W. Scott Dornetta, the guy who was the co-creator of the blockchain, and it's part of the white paper that Satoshi made, also stated that Satoshi Bitcoin has failed to be peer-to-peer medium exchange. It's only store of value now, and it's become more centralized as well. But Casper's not right now, at least. Casper's doing everything it should be doing. Yeah, that's caught up with the questions. So yes, we'll go through other announcements. Again, I've already covered the marathon here, them selling Casper, which, is what it is, sucks, but at the same time, I'm not bothered by it by any means. Again, this roundtable for me just made me more excited. Marathon sells, sucks to suck, right? But I think this is just indicative of what's going to come for Casper in the future, and Marathon are going to be kicking themselves if they didn't get more Casper, right? Anyone who gets Casper late, they're going to be kicking themselves if they didn't find it earlier. And then we've got other announcements like this in the crypto space. So right now, the SEC approved the first leverage long of MicroStrategy ETF. That's very big news. More acceptance for crypto, more ways to get a hold of the ETFs. So that's good news. We got this just in. Norwegian and Swiss central banks both own shares in Bitcoin investment company MicroStrategy. Norwegian central banks owns over 1 million shares. Swiss owns almost 500,000 shares. And the UK's largest bank, Barclays, owns $600 million worth of shares. So again, we're seeing more adoption from these big institutions, the big central banks, now starting to get involved in owning crypto and owning shares in the companies that own crypto as well. So it's very, very good to see that we're seeing this flip, this literally the start of the wave 2 of institutional adoption, right? We're starting to see more and more acceptance into crypto. And here's something I want to talk about as well, because a lot of people, I'm going to get into this as well. Actually, I'll just talk about this quickly. So 2 of the biggest banks in the USA just declared owning over $600 million in Bitcoin. Goldman Sachs with 418 and Morgan Stanley with 187 million. So again, we're now starting to see wave 2 of institutional adoption coming in, which means we're going to see the biggest bull run in our history, in my opinion. It's going to be massive, massive news. And then I want to talk about this, right? This is something that This is something for me that is why I believe that the crypto market, we are early, and we're going to see a bigger explosion than anyone could possibly imagine, right? This just in. Now, if this is true, again, this is just what I found. This may not need to look into it myself, but again, this post here from Smirk seems to support that. A staggering 75.8% of stock derivatives are exchanged in dark pools by financial institutions, so we aren't aware of them. An eye-opening 92% of precious metal derivatives trades happen in dark pools. So again, we aren't aware of them. Overall, dark pools handle 65.1% of all bank derivatives transactions. So a lot of the money that's transacted around the world, with fiat or whatever it may be, a lot of money that happens around the world, we just don't know of them. The sheer volume of the money around the world, we are not aware of how much it is. It is so big. And this post from Smoke, it showcases, look, the US real banking system on balance is $65 trillion. In the derivative shadow banking system, which is apparently, this is a known figure, is 706 trillion, over 10 times higher. And then when it comes to the derivatives, before the BIS reduced the value of the notion value of the entire OTC derivatives, it was actually 1.44 quadrillion. So again, take what I'm saying here with a pinch of salt, because this is what I've found here, but it's really hard to properly find proof of this because it's off books, off record. But if this is true, this is the sheer volume of money that is all about to become on-chain, all about to go into crypto, because crypto is becoming the backbone of the monetary system. Blockchain's being incorporated into the monetary system. So we're going to start seeing stupid volumes of money entering into the new financial market, the new monetary system, the new crypto space. And with that in mind, that means that, this shifts what's happening right now will be like the run up to what we're going to see. But eventually all money is going to be going on chain. All the world's money is going on chain now. So we are going to see, with crypto being the backbone of this new system, we're going to see an absolute crazy surge in what's happening in crypto and what's coming in the future, right? So that is why also, if you're in this stream today, tomorrow, next day, even a year from now, or hopefully before 2024, but you're in this stream at this point, I think you are very, very fortunate, and you're very, very early to have the opportunity to be in projects like Casper, who are doing amazing things and going to be doing even better things, and to the crypto space in general before it has the biggest bull run of its lifetime and goes up more and more from here. Pogseraphim finally made a live stream. Join the Discord to keep it up, brother. Thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, again, for anyone who's new, if you want to learn more, free to join Discord server right here in the chat. It's also in my description and also on my YouTube homepage. just building up our knowledge more and more and more. We've got a very interactive community, over 200 members already, and it's been great. In the Discord already, we've been speaking about, upcoming news and whatnot, and we've been able to call some market sentiments. We were able to call that we would like to see a correction around here with the Fed rate cuts not happening. And when Warren Buffett then sold his half his Apple stocks, we predicted that when the stock market opened back up again, we'll see a correction, heavy one, a crash even in the market. And I managed to buy some here. Some other people, members in my community, bought round down here, and bought other bottoms here. So yeah, it's been very, very helpful for myself, but equally everyone else in the community already, and we've learned a lot already with crypto and with Casper and what's coming up. So again, I'm more active on there than I am obviously on YouTube, because I make a stream at the same time every single day. But on the Discord, I'm there pretty much 24/7, apart from when I'm sleeping. So yeah, if you want to know more, build your knowledge, because knowledge is power, then again, join the free Discord, link in the chat right now. Bitcoin was a test, Casper was the improved version, damn straight, 100%. That's again based on what I've learned as well. I think that's what Dr. Mr. Heifberg stated. He said that Bitcoin was a Casper testnet. And there's other quotes, other people saying the similar thing as well, that Casper is just what Bitcoin was meant to be. Bitcoin was just a test for it, and Casper's doing what Bitcoin was meant to do. Mara selling because price of Casper needs to go up in order for mining to be profitable. I mean, yeah, exactly. That would also be a good understanding of it as well, and that would make sense, because right now, as I've showcased in the roundtable, I spoke about it, and I think I showed it in my last stream. Right, I know I've been showed it in my Discord community. People showed me in the Discord community that right now mining Casper has become, for the first time ever, is no longer profitable, because the price of Casper is just low right now, which is unfortunate. But that therefore means that just same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin mining is not profitable either. It's even less profitable right now. But because of that, it means that for them to start making profit, we're going to have to start seeing some developments happening, which will either be the release of the KRC-20, which will give miners another way to make money, as opposed to mining from Casper. They can mine the KRC-20 tokens through the Casper blockchain, or we'll have to see a price rise in Casper. We'll just have to, right? We'll have to see a price rise, and with the hash rate going parabolic like it is, which increases the difficulty for them to mine, but also increases the adoption, I think we are going to see a Casper top off, a Casper correction, a Casper reversal, and a price increase soon. Now, how soon I can't say, because there's a lot incoming, which is bullish. Like I mentioned, KRC-20 coming out, the KII making announcements, potential Kraken listing as well, and what even factors that I may not know of still yet. I'm still learning every single day, right? There's a lot coming that seems to be bullish, but then one of the biggest factors, which I'm going to bring up, hopefully I can find this quickly, but one of the biggest factors that I'm going to bring out is the regards to the Fed rate cuts. Where's the post? I think it is this one. Yes, here you go. So as we can see, historically, every single time the Fed slashes their rates, every single time we see a correction in the market. In 2000, in 2007, in 2019, we've seen correction in the market. Technically, it's a crash. This is the S&P 500, of course, but this is the same thing. It happens with stocks, happens with crypto as well. We see Fed cut rates. The Fed cutting rate is a sign that the market right now, the economy is unsustainable. It's unstable. So we see investors worried, and they take their money out of the on-risk assets like stocks and crypto. But it's also indicative of a sign of the bull run started. Every time we see the Fed's cut rates, we see a correction, but then it's also a sign that the bull run's about to start as the markets are stabilizing. And not to mention as well, again, the Fed are printing money right now. So we're seeing more money, more liquidity injected into the market, which will be good for the future price, in the next year for crypto. So again, this for me, even though there's a lot of bullish stuff coming out for Casper, this for me could outweigh the momentum for Casper. It might just, if everything corrects, let's just say 20% when the Fed cuts rates, the announcement for Casper, if they all come out on a similar time, might just stem the bleeding to make it 5% instead. It's hard to say. But I think right now Casper is definitely undervalued, and it may stay this way for a little bit. I think we're going to still see some consolidation around this value for the next, few days, maybe a week or two. I think we'll start pushing towards, maybe 17, if not maybe even 20 cents come up the end of August. So in the next, maybe towards like early September or something like that. But ultimately, I think mid-September to late September going into October, like that's when we'll start seeing the developments pushed out, and hopefully Casper Stablecoin come out as well. Partnerships announced, and that's when we'll start seeing Casper make that push. And when this resistance level breaks and Casper breaks this 20.7, I think that will be the violent push. That'll be the violent push we see Casper potentially jump up to 30, if not even 40 cents. I mean, right now, based on the fib retracement, which is, again, I don't heavily go into TA because TA is not the most reliable, but for me, I choose it as a a relatively alright indicator to find out where the the price targets might reach. Based on this, it states it could be 32. At like a bullish run, or a very, very aggressive pump would be 32. Above that would be amazing. So that's currently where I think it go to. But again, we have to wait and see. I don't heavily rely on this. I use it as like little stop gaps, because I mean this is just this for me right now is like no one knows where the levels of resistance are going to be for Casper, because this is unfound territory above here. All this is unknown territory, so we don't know. So I like using fib retracements to give me an idea of where these levels might be. But again, I'm not looking to take profits here, so it's not a big deal to me. I'm just giving everyone an idea of where I think it might go to, but I don't take profits. I'm not going to take profits at any of these regions. I'm not going to take profits anywhere below $1. Once it reaches $1, then I'll do it. Read the book of Casper's Realizing That Commercial Dream. I have given it a brief read, but I'm definitely going to be filling my knowledge more on that more and more. But yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about that book, and I've also looked at other things regarding. I'll bring it up as well. A post that KAS Media put out. I believe it was yesterday. Yes, KAS Media put out another epic article by KAS Media, amazing authors, which includes Nicholas Sismill, someone who used to work for previously listing head of research for Binance US previously. Now he works for KAS Media, and he's talking about Solving the Money Trilemma Part 1. So there's going to be more parts to it, but this is, again, we've got a massive experts in this space who have now joined Casper because of what it is, and they love the project, and they're talking about how Casper solves the trilemma. That's why the KRI again are involved, because Casper solves the trilemma. So again, it's very, very exciting news, and that sort of stuff that I'm going to be reading as well, because it's just, again, building my knowledge and making me more knowledgeable, because it pays to be knowledgeable, right? Knowledge is power. Bitcoin mining of Mara at $22.35. And now it's 23. It used to be 78. Well, there you go. It used to be, and the reason why it's dropped so drastically is because the hash rate has gone parabolic, which might be because Marathon made the announcement. Because I think it was around a month or two ago they made the announcement that they are mining Casper. It was in July, I believe. And since they made that announcement, Casper's hash rate went from 378 up to 840. So it's gone parabolic, and therefore it requires more effort to mine Casper. That's why there's so much left. It's much harder for them to make profit anymore. But we're going to see I'm sure we're going to see changes, reversals of the market soon. We'll start seeing some bullish momentum. That's I mean, if everything right now is unprofitable, it means one or two things: crypto's going to die, Casper's going to die, or we're going to see a reversal and a pump. And these are proof that we're not going to see crypto die. So there's only one other option: we're going to see a reversal. I'm saving some money for when the rate cuts, hopefully, to get some cheap Casper. Yeah, right now, I've got a little bit of reserve bag, which I'm waiting right now to see if Casper goes. I was predicting originally we might see Casper go back down this low, but that was based on the fact that we might see an emergency rate cut for the Fed, because that's what everyone was talking about, but it didn't happen. So now I'm like, okay, unlikely personally. I think we'll see Casper at best, because we might see some lows still. At best, we'll see Casper come back down to 15.5 to 15 around this region. If it does there, I'll put a little bit more in. And when the rate cuts come in, again, I'll be looking at the market closely, and I'll just take, well, depending on where Casper is. If Casper's still at this region with the rate cuts, we might see it come down here. If it's not, and if Casper's up here, might see it come back down to 15 again, and I'll buy it here again. So I'm playing the wait and see approach, just like yourself. Ever consider that this cycle might be VC EFT parabolic cycle, meaning the biggest parabolic pumps will go to ETFs and VC ETF potential like Solana, Bitcoin. I have considered that, and it's likely because, again, institutional adoption is massive, and ETFs give the institution the way to get into crypto. So there is a possibility that this cycle might be ETF driven. That's definitely possible, which means projects that don't get ETFs will struggle. But I don't think that'll be the be all and end all, because, again, much as like, I think Fidelity and BlackRock right now combined own just over 500 million Bitcoin. So they own, Bitcoin's supply is 21 million. So, no, 21 billion? Yeah, Bitcoin supply is 21 million. Sorry, I got that wrong. Yeah, so Bitcoin supply circulating total supply, or max supply, is 21 million. BlackRock and Fidelity have 500,000 combined, just over that, of Bitcoin. So they already own 142, like percent fraction wise, of the max supply of Bitcoin. Obviously, the total supply, it's more like 1/20th, right? Or 1/40th even. Sorry, 1/40th, right? So they already own a decent chunk of the Bitcoin supply. So in that regards, my point being is there's evidently a lot of institutional adoption to want to get into crypto, which is why we'll see a lot of these markets pump higher with the projects that have ETFs. But again, we are seeing there's still going to be a decent chunk of investors who are retail based. Now, institutions are starting to dominate it, but retail based is still very much a big factor of this market. So if institutions are pumping it more and more and more, they won't get out necessarily. They might just stay into Bitcoin ETFs and Solana ETFs and Ethereum and XRP and whatever else comes out. Potentially Casper, who knows? Although that would be good for Casper's price, but also make it more centralized. So I don't know if I'd want that. Especially what the KRI are doing. I don't know if I want that, but again, it's a wait and see approach. Have to just see what happens. But I think that we will see those retail investors. That's what I said. That's where I was getting to. That's what I was saying. Yeah, we'll see the retail investors, especially who are holding Bitcoin, and they're not Bitcoin maxi, people who are just holding Bitcoin because they realize Bitcoin's a safe asset to get into out of the rest of the crypto projects. They'll then, take their bags out and recycle their money into the altcoins that are pumped slightly after Bitcoin. The mid cap tokens, the likes of Casper technically counts. You've got other tokens a bit further down here that might have potential. Cosmos I've heard a bit about. Injective I've heard a bit about. I've not looked enough into them, but I know they've been spoken about a bit. Optimism's one as well. And you got the other ones as well. Some people, Algorand's one that seems to be doing quite well. So I think that's on the Solana chain. That one's growing up more and more. So that other Quant as well. Again, so you got other projects that are like mid caps. And you'll see the money cycle from Bitcoin into other projects, and they will pump as well. So the long answer, yeah. But the short answer is yes, they will do a lot, but we'll just see the money trickle into the altcoins. Ultimately, this market is going to be a very, very explosive market, in my opinion, and we'll see the likes of Casper attain a lot of that, being the one, especially because if it's Bitcoin maxis as well we're talking about, who are only like Bitcoin, a lot of them now starting to like Casper as the only other alternative to Bitcoin. They don't like the other ones because they're centralized and they have problems and whatnot. So the Bitcoin maxis who are only in Bitcoin, when they've decided they want to take profit, they'll go into Casper. That's also another possibility. So I think we'll see a lot of bullish momentum coming in for Casper, and I think we'll see Casper easily surpass $3, potentially $5, well, hopefully $5, and then potentially going towards 7 and higher, depending on what happens with the KII, the KRC, the 10 blocks per second, the smart contract potentials, the tier 1 exchange listings. There is so much to look forward to for Casper. Casper is sitting at the number 22, just below Polygon Matic right now. They're literally constantly flipping each other. Like there's literally no difference in market cap. They're so very close to each other. And we're just going to see Casper continue to, it's undervalued right now, but we'll see it continue to in this momentum. Again, look at its all-time chart. It's beautiful. We'll see it continue going from here. And we'll see Casper, I think, before the end of this year, probably push towards... I think we could, honestly, before the end of this year, depending on what happens, we could probably see it reach... we see it surpass, and go into like number 17, maybe even flip Chainlink. Wouldn't surprise me. You could tell me what you think about Velo. It's from its last cycle. Could you tell me what you think about Velo from its last cycle? A cheap right now, but I don't know if I have a decent pump this cycle. Trying to find something else I can roll into Casper eventually. Velo, let's look at Velo then. Also, just as a quick, warning for everyone, about to reach the hour mark, so unfortunately I have to have other work I need to get done. Again, knowledge never stops, so if you have more questions you want to ask me, then feel free to ask me now. But I'll be closing up and wrapping up very, very shortly. And again, if you enjoy these streams, I'll be doing them daily and I've been loving them. You guys made it very enjoyable for me. So if you want to know more and enjoy these streams, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if you want to learn more, again, join the free Discord server, link below in the chat, and also on my homepage on my YouTube. Velo, quickly. Looking at Velo, its market cap is just below 100 million. Got just over 20 million 24-hour trading volume. Looking at the all-time chart, down 97% from its all-time. Is always a worry. And now I know, I mean, that it did launch near the peak of the bear cycle, the bull cycle even, and then it's just come down and just struggled in the bear, which is complete opposite to Casper, of course. Because Casper actually did the same thing. Casper launched in the peak of the bull, and then the bear went up. That's also what was confirmed in this roundtable. But Velo's not done that. So that is a bit worrying, looking exchanges-wise. It has got OKX, it has got Crypto.com, which is good. It has got some other decent ones. So it hasn't got the likes of, Binance and Coinbase and stuff like that. So it's got some listings. So it's got some centralized listings. So it's not, like it's not like, if it had no listings, I'd be more worried. But it has some listings and it's more to come. So that does give it some potential, I guess. I don't know what the project's about, so I can't make a decision based on that. But again, looking at the all-time chart, it does worry me a little bit. So I would be careful in that regards. Again, if you want to let me know more, then let me know about the project in my Discord server, and we'll have a look at it together. I've been looking through Jasmine a little bit due to one of my members talking about it, and I mean, yeah, equally, I think Jasmine's another one of those where it did a similar thing. It has the exchange listings as well, even more so, but it looks like. It doesn't give me confidence looking at Jasmine. It's like there's potential, and I won't disagree. I won't say, oh yeah, it's a terrible project, because I don't. Okay, I've done a bit more research into Jasmine, but like something like Velo, I've not done enough research into it, so I can't say for sure. So I can't make a judgment on that. Jasmine, I've done a little bit more research into, and I think one thing that I was also showed in my community from my man Cody is the tokenomics in Jasmine was just a massive cause for concern. Majority were with businesses or the developers or ICOs, whatever it may be. There was very little for the retailers, so that means there's a very, very high chance of rug pulling. So Jasmine is one that I originally I think I had belief in it. I was looking at it last year actually, and then I stopped. And I've just looked at it again. I'm like, yeah, the listings are there. The market cap is decent. The volume is decent as well. So like it's not like it's a dead project by any means, but just that all time it's just a cause for concern. Seeing projects like that is hard. I mean, yes, if you launch in the bull cycle, you're going to struggle in the bear, or at least you'd like to think, because Casper didn't. But it's just a cause for concern. For me personally, the project I look into, again, obviously Casper being the best one in my opinion, without a shadow of a doubt. I look at other real world utility tokens right now, the likes of XRP, which people have problems with, and I understand them due to their centralized nature. But again, the KRI roundtable for me, this actually also gave me a bit of confidence in regard to XRP, because as much as they didn't choose projects like XRP because of its centralized nature and the fact that it's not a proof of work, they also state that they're trying to build protocols and projects that will rival the likes of what Ripple and XRP are doing, what Hedera HBAR are doing. So if they understand that, the KRI understand what they are doing, how big it is, and they're trying to rival that, that gives me confidence that what XRP might be doing in the future as well. Again, because of centralized nature though, and potential rug pulling, I'm not got a big bag in it. It's a very, very, very small bag in XRP, but I'm just hedging my bets. Casper, my biggest one, of course. XRP, I hold a little bit in that. I like the looks of HBAR Hedera, like I mentioned as well. Agran, I think is okay. Quant's okay. XLM, XDC, those real world utility tokens, I think are decent. And then you got the gaming projects, which right now are down heavily. Most of them are nearly at their all-time lows, and their time, the time for gaming tokens right now is not here. Spoiler alert, they're not here. We've got to wait still, because the quality of the games in the gaming project are just not that good yet. But I think this is a market that's got a hell of a lot of potential, and they most likely, all the projects that are got good foundation, which I think for one, Vulcan Forge, I think one's got very, very good foundation. That's one I will be getting back into in this bull cycle when I believe the time is right. And I'm not too panicky on when to get in, because it's 2.5. If I wait till it gets to 5 first, which would be a bit late, but if I wait till it gets to 5, its peak was at nearly 50, so that's still a 10x potential. If it reaches all-time high, and because it's going to be the biggest bull market, it will surpass that in my opinion. But gaming project's one that I'll start getting into, and I'm sure it's going to take off. Maybe not this cycle, maybe the next cycle we'll see it take off, and that's going to be very, very big. You got Nakamoto, you got Ultra, you got Mirio, that's the new one, Vulcan Forge, GFAL, Gala, which is more layer 1 than gaming now, but that's still one that I used to look to in the past, as we can see from the chart here. And then you've got other projects as well, which I'm doing more research into every single day. The likes of AI project, which is AI is doing massive things. This is going to be a cycle for. This cycle is going to be the one for ETFs, real world utility tokens, Casper, and then I think AI as well is going to take off. in this cycle, because AI and crypto go kind of hand in hand. And I covered this again in a previous stream regarding was it AMC? I'm trying to find it in my notes. It was, I can't find it. Did I retweet it? I can't remember. It was a one of the biggest Web2 companies. I think it was AMC or something like that. They completed the acquisition of the largest private AI company, Silo. So, you know, that's very, very big for what's coming with AI as well. So we're seeing a big shift with that as well. But ultimately, again, all these projects that I've mentioned, you know, much as I think they have potential and I'm looking into them, they're going to be a small portion of my bag, a very small portion. They'll be just to hedge my bets to make a little bit extra money, which most likely will then be circled back into Casper. Because Casper for me is just the project that has the most anticipation, the best growth, and what the KRI are now announcing they're going to do with Casper is going to make me even more bullish for what's to come. All we need is a 1.5 to 2.5% of market cap to Casper, and we're good. Everything's there for it. Just need the cycle to not be different in a negative way towards the end. Yeah, as long as everything just acts in accordance to, you know, as done in the past, and just a little bit of an increase for Casper, we'll be fine. And even then, Casper I think is going to go much, much further. So, you know, there's a lot of bullish stuff to come through it. You do an excellent job, my man. Thank you very much, Dan, and thank you for being here, learning more and more. And if you're not part of the Discord, I hope you are. But we're learning more every single day. Leo said it perfectly here. Smash the like button and subscribe if you're new, and also share to, you know, let your friends know about, well, hopefully the quickest growing live stream in the space. But we're learning more and more about Casper and crypto in general, trying to, you know, just keep up to date with all the news, because knowledge is power after all. Yeah, I was thinking a lot of pump and dump. Yeah, I think I was referring to Jasmine or Velo. I think you were referring to Velo. Yeah, Velo did look a little bit, well, just a cause for concern, right? Cause for concern. I don't know if it was a rug pull, pump and dump, whatever it is, but it because the term pump and dump is I understand the term, but yeah, it just looked a bit worrying. So I'd be worried about that. Again, it being 340 on CoinMarketCap, so it's a very, very, like it's a borderline of micro cap. Actually, I think anything under $100 million, I think it's considered a micro cap. So it's one that is, when the market pumps, it will pump like maybe a couple of days, if not a week after that, and it's a lot more volatile. But again, that's also a lot more risky, so just be careful about that. As Dan says here, yeah, stick with Casper. Definitely the safest bet to do, in my opinion. I've definitely think going in on Casper is probably the most secure way to, dare I say, guarantee your investments. But anyways, yes, that is now the hour mark on the stream. Thank you very much all for joining. And again, that's 15 days in a row, loving these streams every single day. It's been a true pleasure. I'll be doing the streams every single day, as always, starting around 4 p.m. GPT, 12 p.m. which is midday EST, 9 a.m. PT Pacific Standard Time, and then for my Australian brothers who are now in the chat, like the Leroy, it's 11:30 p.m. over there, so it's already past midnight when they're watching these streams, so they're legends all the time. And yeah, sometimes I do longer streams, but today unfortunately is not one of those days. But again, I enjoy doing them, so I will be seeing you guys the same time again tomorrow. If you enjoyed, again, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you're new. And if you want to learn more, as a final plug, free Discord server, link in the chat right here. And yeah, thank you very much for joining, for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed. And I will catch you all